Welcome back to HQ Spotlight. The 20th edition of the FedEx Cup Playoffs will get underway this weekend, a 3-week stretch of events en route to crowning a champion on the green. Our Patrick McDonald has so kindly compiled his top 10 golfers ahead of all the action. It is, of course, headlined by world number one Scottie Scheffler. He is world number one in Patrick McDonald's list. There are some big names here, so we're going to see if our analysts agree on Patrick's list. So here to defend the list is the maker of it, Patrick McDonald, our golf analyst. We also have Matt Every joining here, and he's going to agree or disagree with where you have these guys. So we start where we always do. Scottie Scheffler, world number one. He also earns number one on your list. We know, Patrick, that this hasn't been a dream season for Scottie Scheffler, but why does he still get the nod as number one, in your opinion?
Well, I kind of wish I put him down the board so Matt would have something to disagree with me with early and often, add a little flavor to this segment. But anytime you're making a list in golf, Scottie Scheffler's going to be number one on it. Obviously hasn't had the wins that he's wanted so far in 2026, but it just seems like the dam's about to break this postseason with how well he's playing. He's doing just about everything right. It's just a slow start here or some loose wedges there or maybe a 9-hole stretch where the putter kind of abandons him. But I look at these golf courses this postseason, and obviously East Lake is chief among those with the Tour Championship, and I think they all suit Scottie Scheffler very well. I expect him to win this week, and I expect him to win the Tour Championship given just how consistent he is since the Masters with all the runner-up finishes since then and the top 10 finishes. He's always in with a chance with 18 holes to go, and I think ultimately he'll be your FedEx Cup winner.
Boy, I echo a lot of that. Look, Scottie obviously a little disappointed with how little trophies he's taken home this year. He's ran into a couple buzzsaws, and like you said, Patrick, occasionally a weakness will show up in the game at the wrong point. But it's been a heck of a year. We flashed up his season stats: 11 top 10s. Those are actually 11 top 4s. The guy just lives at the top. His floor is so much higher than anyone else. A couple things here at Augusta this year and at the Open Championship. Scottie, if the putter just shows up, he wins those tournaments. Something good heading into Memphis this week. His last 8 rounds on the greens, he's gained over 5 shots against the field. So obviously comfortable fit. And as far as the FedEx Cup as a whole, absolutely Scottie Scheffler should be number one on the list. It wouldn't shock me to see him win 2 of these 3. Wouldn't shock me if he won all 3 of them.
You know, you were talking about trophies. I was looking at all your trophies behind you, spoken like somebody who can talk about winning a few things back there, Mr. Matt. All right, so then let's talk Rory McIlroy here, because Rory is here second on Patrick's list, has his eye on his 4th PGA Tour championship, the only golfer with 3 career titles. Of course, the most recent came in 2022. Patrick, number 2, that's where we have him?
It would be something if he grabs the FedEx Cup trophy without making enough starts for a PGA Tour. I think that would explode people's minds with how little he has played so far in 2026. But as Matt and I were discussing, if East Lake is involved and Rory McIlroy needs to be involved, I think what's going in Rory's favor this postseason is he added Memphis to the schedule, which I thought he wasn't going to. I know it's a golf course he doesn't really like. He's already in the Tour Championship, so he could have continued on this lightly run path that he has done so far this season. But for the first time, if he does play the BMW Championship this season, he'll play 3 weeks in a row. I think that's going to be an awesome opportunity for him to kind of kick the rust in Memphis off, try to hone in his game. There seems to be, like, the 3rd round in particular this season, Matt, has really held Rory back. I think he's going to be sharp going into the Tour Championship, and because of that, I have him at number 2.
This is interesting. I don't hate him at number 2 here at all. If I was going to make an argument with you, it'd probably be here. But like you said, East Lake is involved. I, along with most of the golf world here, thought we were going to see Rory in Atlanta the next time we saw him after he walked off the course at the Open Championship. It just sounded like he wasn't super motivated. However, when I heard he committed late on Friday, right before the deadline, dude, I got so fired up. And there was part of me that was like, man, maybe Rory just sitting out. We've heard he's having some fun overseas right now. That's great. Get away from it. The putter's been rough. Sometimes the secret's getting away, and it's hard to step away instead of trying to go find it and beating yourself up about it. Patrick, I've heard you talk a little bit about Rory plays his best golf when he plays a little bit leading into big tournaments. I don't know. There's just something that's getting me with Rory this week. The late commit. We don't see this out of him too often. I have high hopes for him. It wouldn't, and then obviously, but if by the time he knocks the rust off and gets to East Lake, it's literally a coin flip if he's going to win that thing there.
Okay, so some unsettled feelings there when it comes to Rory McIlroy, but the 3 weeks in a row, that is very interesting. We move to number 3 on your list here, Patrick, and that's where we find the reigning champ, Tommy Fleetwood. Just an incredible story. Picked up his first PGA Tour win at the championship. Matt, in your opinion, what do you think's been working so well from Tommy Fleetwood, and do you like him there at number 3?
Well, he's solid throughout the bag. Maybe bump him down a little bit just because he struggles getting across the line still. I mean, he still has that win at the Tour Championship last year was the last one he's had. But the course fit this week is great for him, guys. I mean, you want to talk about a ball striker's paradise. Guys that live in the center of the face play well there. Tommy plays good in warm climates. Could I see him winning the FedEx Cup? Absolutely. Going back to a place at East Lake where he has all those good memories. Didn't really have those memories at too many other places as far as the tour is concerned. It's been a solid year, just not a ton of hardware for Fleetwood.
He does have a really cute kid, though, so hopefully he can bring the kid and get more viral memories there, and we can live through that. All right, we are working our way through Patrick McDonald's FedEx Cup Playoff Power Ranking. Say that 3 times fast. At number 4, Patrick, we find Xander Schauffele. What have you liked about him as he's heading into the playoffs this year?
Well, that he's going to make it to the Tour Championship this year, which, of course, he did not do last season, first time in his career, and kind of poorly timed for Xander with all his success at East Lake. That the one time he misses the Tour Championship is when the PGA Tour decides to change it to everyone starting at even par, and him having an unbelievable history at that golf course, winning the Tour Championship his rookie year. He's won a couple times, although with the staggered strokes involved, he didn't win the golf tournament, so has finished inside the top 10 every single time, finished inside the top 5 seemingly every time but once, and because of that, you have to factor him for the FedEx Cup playoffs. And I like the mindset that he has going into the playoffs. He talked about it in Detroit, how he wants to play with a sense of freedom, kind of like a younger Xander Schauffele, like a guy like Jackson Koiven. He got a front row seat to that Michael Thorbjornsen back 930 and winning with a 63 there. Finished runner-up to him at Detroit. I think his best golf is in front of him over these next 3 weeks, and he has a great chance to claim that FedEx Cup. We're
going to jump ahead to number 7, and that's where we find Sam Burns, who recently made headlines, tied the major championship record after shooting a second-round 62 at the Open Championship. He also has a new baby and now a new ranking. He's number 7. Matt, you like number 7 here?
Love number 7 here. This guy's in a great spot in his life. He's close to home right now. He's with his family. He's come so close to tasting success the last couple major championships. And he's going to a place where he's had some success before in Memphis and East Lake. This guy's born for Bermuda grass, and we got 2 of the next 3 events for the most part on Bermuda grass. There's some Zoysia mixed in there as well. This guy's got 5 career wins. How about this, Patrick? If he would win this week in Memphis, it would be the farthest north he's ever won in his 5 events. And we're looking at about 100-degree temps this week. The course fit perfect for him. He lives out of the center with the irons. He's an amazing putter, especially on Bermuda grass. I could almost make an argument that Sam should be higher on this list than 7.
Okay, so a little bit higher there. In front of him is Cam Young at 5 and Matt Fitzpatrick at 6. So would you move him up above either of those guys?
I'd move him over Fitzpatrick.
Okay, so we give him the 6.
There we go.
Okay, see some disagreement here. Patrick, yeah. I'm going to give you a final word here on your list. We go to number 9. Clearly, I was obsessed with like the babies as I was writing this script because I have in here that Collin Morikawa is also a new dad. But he's also had an up and down year, had the back injury to start the season, did win at Pebble Beach here, but he comes in just inside your top 10 here, Patrick, at number 9.
Yeah, speaking about guys who can find the center of the club face with the irons, Collin Morikawa's up there with the likes of Scottie Scheffler when he's on top of his game. And just going into East Lake, I think that'll be the name of the game. Being in the center of the fairways, no one really does that better than Morikawa. And then with his iron play, he's going to give himself a fantastic chance. It seems like he's getting healthier by the week. He looked really good at the U.S. Open when I saw him, carried that to the Travelers Championship, where he just missed out on that playoff with Viktor Hovland and Scheffler, and then had another good start at the Open. So the putter has been a real positive for him these last couple of weeks, and if that continues in the postseason, Morikawa, I think, has a win in store because, like you mentioned, Haley, got off to that great start this season, and then just the middle portion with the injury. I think he comes in really motivated and has a good week, good couple of weeks for him.
Fellas, appreciate it. You can talk about Patrick's rankings wherever you want on social media. You can agree with them, disagree with them, however you feel. But I feel like that was pretty good. We were pretty aligned there along the way. I appreciate Patrick McDonald and Matt Every jumping on to break it all down. The FedEx Cup Playoffs beginning this weekend with the St. Jude's Championship taking place at TPC Southwind. Our coverage will take over at 3 o'clock Eastern on Saturday, and then 2 o'clock for that final round Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.